Hi and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I am Rachel Thompson-Phillips, the creator of the BEYOU Oracle Cards and also of the Awaken Your Senses Sacred Oracle online program, which is about to begin on September the 20th. I just had to remember the dates then. So with that being said, this is this week's energy forecast for September the 13th through till September the 19th, with the overall theme being power and potential. So let's go in and explore these beautiful messages coming through the Oracle cards. Monday and Tuesday is the card of grounding. Wednesday through till Friday is the card of soul. And the weekend's message is speak your truth. Now, the beginning of the week, the card of grounding was a jumping card. So for anyone out there who may not understand the significance of a jumping card, when a card jumps out of the deck, it means that there is a significant message that your soul is trying to convey to you, but you may have overlooked it. You may have considered it, but just sort of thought maybe it was you putting those thoughts and ideas into your own head and have forgotten to see the power of the message that's coming through for you. So with the card of grounding, the reason for that is to neutralize your emotional state. The last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of wavering of emotions, one moment feeling amazing, one moment feeling really flat. As we're also in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, we're also doing a lot of internal reflection. So it's really important to come from that reflective point, but from a balanced and harmonious state. Otherwise, you have more of a potential to go in and only reflect over the negativity without being able to reflect over the amazingness also too, and seeing how much you've already progressed and how far you've come. So grounding is about that gorgeous element of connecting with Mother Earth. And there are a million of free grounding meditations that you can go in and get off YouTube if you don't know how to do that, or you would love to have that guidance that comes through when you listen to a meditation that someone else has done. Otherwise, it's wonderful to be able to just get out in nature and actually set that intention, because grounding is all around being able to intentionalize what it is that you want Mother Earth to do. So there's these double components. One, it is to be able to restore balance, but the other is the absorption of any negativity that you may be feeling. So when you go out there and ground your energy, if you want to intentionalize that particular session that you're going to do is about absorbing negativity, then set that powerful intention so that Mother Earth knows exactly how to do that. If you want to find that you want to have balance restored, set that intention. Remember the power of intention and the possibilities that lead from being able to set powerful intentions, because there's also that reminder of grounding not only brings about balance, but it's about grounding all your emotional states so you can step back into your own power. So there is this significant element about intentions on Monday and Tuesday. Be intentional when you're doing your grounding. It's like being able to, it's like having a double whammy in a sort of a way. You go in and you do the grounding, but if you want to, you can power up that grounding potential through bringing in intentions. So grounding has this gorgeous element, and you may even find that Monday and Tuesday you feel really inclined to wear colors of green, earthy tones. It's also another way of being able to use color therapy to introduce that grounding key component that also helps to neutralize your emotions, bring in that clarity in your mind, because when your emotions are all over the place, your mind also becomes very, very scattered. So grounding is not only about grounding into your power, it's about grounding into your clarity. It's about removing all of that veil of doubts and problems and stress and overthinking and doubts. It brings you into that neutral zone of balance, where when you have clarity, you know the direction that you want to go. It means that the energy that you're executing is actually getting channeled towards the direction of where you want to go. Otherwise, it becomes channeled in scatteredness, and it shows up in our actions and behaviors through running around with our head chopped off. Monday and Tuesday, your soul is saying, I want you to find that soothing element that comes through from grounding, so you have clarity. And not only can you introduce intentions through grounding, but introduce your intentions when you do your actions. If you're going out to fulfill dreams and goals or doing anything, set that also that intention that while I'm here, I'm going to bring all parts of myself. I'm going to be so focused on what I'm doing, so therefore I can get through my tasks with ease and grace and with the most amount of clarity. So Monday and Tuesday is a very significant message coming through, which leads us through, and that component of clarity will then follow through when it comes through to Wednesday through to Friday, when you have the card of soul. So your soul is about that reflection of going in and connecting into what are you passionate about. There is a power and potential behind your passions. If you feel that, you know, when you're doing things that you're passionate about, it's about setting your soul on fire, and therefore that power and potential gets executed like an explosion of energy that goes out there into the universe to therefore, you know, reflect back more of your passions to you. So it's about igniting your passions Wednesday through till Friday. The card itself, so you will see, I'm actually going to put the card up here when you have a look. It was really wonderful because it was actually a client, a student of mine who went through my program who actually brought this to my attention. But when you actually have a look at the eye, it actually looks like, I call them little fairies. You know, you pick them up and you blow a wish. Dandelions, I think they're called. So if you actually have a look at the eye, which I'm putting up the card right now for you, you can see that there is the dandelion in there. So that power is about connecting into your passions, what your soul is craving, to feel connected, to feel like it's got this outpouring avenues for you to explore your passions, and therefore that ignites you and reminds you that you are in control of your world. You get to co-create your own destiny with your cosmic team. So again, those intentions of when you're doing things that you're passionate about, remember to bring in that communication between yourself and your cosmic team. So therefore they understand how they can best serve you and support you and nurture you along your journey. Because last week we had the new moon. So there is always that lingering element of those intuitive nudges or those soul whispers coming in, reminding you of those things that you wanted to manifest. So there's passion things that are coming into your consciousness are also directly connected to whatever it is that you were being, what you wanted to manifest. And remember, we're in the harvesting stage. So we've got to be able to nurture those so that we start to, the thing that comes into my mind as I say this was, there was a Facebook post that was put up, I saw a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, what such a beautiful message it was, that remember when a fruit tree is growing, the last things to grow on it is the fruit itself, which is where you get to have the most enjoyment. But in the process, you've got to be able to water it, nurture it, fertilize it, shower it with love, put it in the sun, do all of those types of things in order to be able to get the fruits. Well, you are in the harvesting phase of your manifestation. So this is the time you want to nurture it. You want to put it out in the sun. You want to fertilize it. So Wednesday through till Friday is that time of going in and doing the nurturing element connected to your manifestations. Now, the weekend's message is about speaking your truth. For me, the thing that comes up around this is boundaries, is about being able to have a look at, well, these are the things that I want to manifest. These are my dreams, goals, visions, whatever it is, the language that you use that connects you to your dreams. This is the time to be able to learn to be able to set powerful boundaries and being able to have a look at how you can learn to say no to anything that is not congruent or in alignment with your dreams, and therefore speaking that truth into it. There is a lot of times where we often say yes to things where we actually really don't want to, because it's going to take a lot of time and energy which you would prefer to put towards chasing your dreams, but we allow guilt to consume us and we end up saying yes to things we don't want. As our soul elevates us through new or higher levels and introduces us more to our higher self, We learn to say yes to ourselves and yes to our visions, yes to our dreams, yes to the actions and behaviors that you want to do, and learn to say no to anything that derails you and takes you away from your current course of action. That's the weekend's message. So this is the time where it helps us to be able to strengthen more of the things that we are passionate about. It gives you the opportunity to remember that you are powerful enough to be able to say yes and no in a way that doesn't invoke that guilt, shame, or blame, or any of those low vibing emotional states. There is a comfort in being able to say, thank you so much, I really appreciate the offer. However, I'd love to be able to do this with you at another time. There are all these gorgeous ways in where you can continue to say yes to you and not trigger off that guilt response. And therefore that helps you enable, again, your own power and potential to be able to achieve everything you want, which is going to mean that there will be times that you need to say yes to you and no to anything that is not in complete alignment with the direction that you're going. So I love how this week unfolds. So I'm going to do a quick little recap. Monday and Tuesdays, solidifying and bringing in that grounding component to neutralize your emotional state, set powerful intentions, and bring in balance and harmony, which then transmutes and therefore gives us more clarity to be more connected to your manifestations and to the things that you're passionate about, and tuning into those soul whispers, which we get when we're grounded, because we reduce all of that busy mind, and it gives us more capacity to tune directly more into our intuitive self. And therefore, come the weekend, you're in such a strengthened state where you can confidently say yes to things that excite you and ignite you and are directly connected with your manifestations, and have the courage to be able to say no in a beautiful way that does not trigger off guilt. So you can see this week is going to take you on this beautiful journey of reminding you how powerful you are. And when you step into that power, the potential becomes limitless when you learn to stay in an emotional state that is harmonious, balanced, you saying yes, and following your dreams and your manifestations and nurturing them along the way. It's going to be an incredibly exciting week. And in itself, it'll be just fabulous not to be on that emotional roller coaster. So grounding is something that you may find that you need to do that throughout the whole week. And you may need to do that a couple of times a day. That's something you're going to have to tune in and feel into what feels right for you. But I wish you an incredibly amazing week ahead. Much love to you. Take care, and feel free to leave me a message below and let me know how this resonates with you. See you again next week.